All right, let's talk about embeds. Embeds are little cute things that you can put in the resin, and there's different embeds, and each one interacts differently according to their weight with the resin. And so I just want to, this is just like a 101, right? We're not doing anything with the resin right now, but we're kind of wanting to teach you a little bit about embeds and how to handle them. So you got your fine glitter, right? I'm just going to dump each one of these out, right? Just a little bit. You have your fine glitter. Your fine glitter, I thought when I first did resin that I could just put it directly on my mold and it would mix better. It would mix fine within the resin when I put it in the resin, right? But it doesn't. It like just stays where it's at, which is fine if that's the look you're going for. But if you're not, you're going to want to mix, you're going to mix your resin up or get your resin, and then you're going to want to mix the fine glitter inside your resin and do a nice mixing so it's thoroughly throughout. Now, again, gravity has a play in it, especially when it comes to epoxy. You can do this with UV or you can do with epoxy, but epoxy takes 24 hours and so it goes down and it sinks down, but it's more likely to be thoroughly throughout your resin, your epoxy, if you mix it first. With UV, all these will be better with UV. They just stay where it's at and you have 60 seconds and it's great, right? But you have to know some things. So then we have, this has like part really fine glitter, you know, like the small little, like not fine, but it has the lighter glitter, the little long pieces, and then it has the big chunks, right? Same with the black one. Same with the black is that it has some of really light pieces and it has some really heavier pieces according to the resin. Now you need to mix these in, right? But the big ones are going to sink to the bottom, especially if you wait 24 hours, and the lighter pieces will stay at the top or around and stuff. So if you're going for the look of wanting it throughout, mix it together, but before you put your resin in your mold, put some of the bigger chunks and place them directly where you want them. So it's a nicer look, right? And so this is like part light, part heavy. And then we get into a bit of the heavier ones, right? We get better heavy ones. These are like heavy and light at the same time. And here's what I mean. And I'll show you an example. I made this when I did the pyramid, right? When I did the pyramid, I mixed these all together in it, but the pyramid being upside down, it went to the bottom, but I was able to when I poured it, I was able to sprinkle this on the top and it stayed on the top or on the bottom, you know, whichever way you put it. It stayed right here. And so it was light, but it was heavy. Mixing in, it all went to the bottom, but when I sprinkled on the top, it went perfectly and stayed on the top, right? So this is like, it's like in between. It's like heavy. If you mix it in and wait 24 hours, it'll sink. But if you sprinkle it on the top, it will stay on the surface too. And so good to know, right? This guy, this one has like really big ones and then really small ones, and even fine glitter. You can see some of the fine glitter in it as well. And so this is, you're gonna have your mix too. So when you're looking at your embeds, see if there's glitter, see if there's really small, tiny ones that are light, and see about the heavy ones, because that is going to, the heavy ones just immediately sink. Even when you're mixing and you're immediately putting in your mold, if it's too heavy, it will immediately just sink. It'll be hard getting it out, right? Same with this one. So this, I don't want them to go everywhere. Oh, they're going everywhere. You see the balls? They will immediately sink and stuff. And so you kind of want to place the balls specific places where you want them and stuff. And so you have to take them out, put them in the mold where you want them, and go from there. This is all heavy pieces. These are all heavy pieces. You can mix it throughout, especially when it comes to the UV resin. When it comes to the UV resin, it's nice to mix throughout. But when it comes to epoxy resin, this stuff will just sink immediately. So place it where you want it in the mold. Now these guys, oh my goodness, these all day long, heavy, 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 heavy. I mean, to us, they're light, but to the epoxy, they're really heavy. They're super cute. Oh my goodness. Super darling. Love these. Love, love, love these. But these puppies, heavy, heavy. Same with the fruit. These are heavy. And so you're gonna have to place them. You're gonna have to place them. And even you can I did I did a piece where I placed them, but then I also placed them on top surface, so they sunk just a little bit as it was drying, like just a little bit. So you can place them on the mold, and then pour in your resin, and then place them on the surface, right? If you're doing UV resin, you can mix these up all day long and it stays where you want it because the UV immediately dries. With the epoxy, you have to think this is going to be 24 hours. Is it heavy enough that's going to sink? And so these will sink, but it will still be mixed throughout. These are half light, half heavy. These are for sure heavy. Don't even heavy. These you can put on the surface because they're light. And then same with these are heavy. I mean, there's some really big ones and stuff. And then these are just heavy all day long, but you can gently place them on the surface of your resin so it doesn't all sink to the bottom. So yeah, that is your Embeds 101.